With 4 games left in the regular season, teams are fighting for playoff spots and perhaps home games. That includes the teams we have for you today. It's NE10 basketball from the Spirou Fieldhouse on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University. It's the Penmen and the Merrimack Warriors coming up next. We're just about set for game 2 of our doubleheader today from the Spirou Fieldhouse on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University. It's NE10 action. And the final games of the year coming up, including Southern New Hampshire and Merrimack. Bob Lippman along with Jacob Van Ryn. Then 2 clubs last time they met, a very close affair, and it's league games late in the season. And we're looking forward to having a good one here today.
It's going to be an interesting contrast in styles. Merrimack, under the direction of Joey Gallo, they have become a primary wide 2-3 zone team. We don't see that a lot in the Northeast 10 Conference. They've had a good season, have the Warriors. Southern New Hampshire, they want to get up and down. Bob, we saw them play great on Wednesday night in a good a good road win against Bentley. Arguably their best game of the year. Can they carry over that momentum against a good Merrimack team here today?
Had a couple of days just to kind of prepare for this defense, which you point out is a little bit unusual. Coach Gallo's club loves to keep teams under 70 if they can. They've done it a lot.
They are very good this year when they limit the opposition. They challenge. They want to chase you off the three-point line, and they don't want to give you anything at the rim. They want you to shoot those 12 to 15-foot jump shots, and that's sort of become the style of basketball. You want to either get threes or you want to get the ball at the rim. They try to take those two things away. When they're successful at that, Bob, they win a lot of basketball games.
Yeah, really good young player from New Jersey. Javaris Hayes had 29 the first time these teams met.
He is a special talent in the Northeast 10 Conference. Javaris is, since he stepped foot on the campus, 3-year starter. Obviously, this is last year in the conference as Merrimack makes the transition to Division I a year from now. He is a special basketball player. You'll see the ball in his hands for about 90% of the time when Merrimack has the basketball. He gets to the rim. He uses his body so well. And the thing I love most about Javaris' game, he gets to where he wants to go on the floor. I think that's such an underrated skill in the game of basketball. Hit your spots, get to where you want to go on the floor. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense. For my money, he's one of, right there with Day for Southern New Hampshire, one of the most entertaining players to watch in this conference. I'm looking forward to watching Javaris play once again here today.
Coach Gallo told me that the scouting report this time is going to make sure to include more on Eamon Joyce of Southern New Hampshire. Kind of a little under the radar the first time these teams met.
I think, we talk about Eamon. He had 29 and 10 in their win against Bentley on Wednesday night. We don't have this award in the Northeast 10 Conference for Most Improved Player, but if we did, Eamon would be right there at the top. He has had a breakout season this year. His game has ascended to the next level. Bob, what I love about Eamon, his inside-outside game, shooting it better than 40% from beyond the arc and finishing around the rim consistently. That's what separates him. Also, his offensive game has always been really steady, obviously getting more opportunities this year. Defensively, he's been locked in. He's been engaged the last couple of games. A pair of Southern New Hampshire victories. I think you can say that direct correlation. When Eamon's locked in at both sides, this Southern New Hampshire team can be very good. They need it again today.
We have the starting lineups and the tip coming up. Partner, looking forward to it. It's NE10 basketball. Always good on Fox College Sports. Ready to tip it off at the Stan Spirou Fieldhouse. Merrimack will start Javaris Hayes, Khalif Crawford, Jaleel Lord, Idris Joyner, and Ryan Bolter is the one senior in their lineup for the Penmen. Mikey Busetto, Charlie Russo, Sean Montague, Day Andrews, and Eamon Joyce.
Keep an eye on Merrimack whenever they get the ball. Might be a back screen type action for Ryan Bolter. We'll see what things happen here early on, but a great one. Now on paper, two very good teams. Merrimack, again, wide 2-3 zone. It's very different. The Penmen coming off, Bob, what I think was their best performance of the year and a good win on the road Wednesday night against a good Bentley team.
They're in the second. Penmen are moving up in the standings. Merrimack's in second place in the division.
Block shot there by Lord as Day. A little down screen got into the paint. Nice defense by the New Jersey native.
Day Andrews, fourth in the league in scoring, 21 a game. Charlie Russo launches into the first three try, and now here's Merrimack.
Again, this offense starts with Hayes, number 0. He's going to have the ball in his hands an awful lot.
Coached by Joe Gallo, on his third year at his alma mater. 9 on the clock, Javaris Hayes, and he is a shooter.
That's not really his game. He's really better at the rim and getting downhill there. That's a shot I think you can live with for the outstanding junior. Well contested late in the possession. Sort of felt like he needed to make a play as Merrimack tips that one out of bounds on the pass from Russo.
Penmen coached by, well, here's Joe Gallo. I mentioned he's the third-year head coach with the Warriors.
He's done a tremendous job there in North Andover. Played there. Institution obviously means a ton to him, and he's really done a great job, that group.
Busetto inside. Day.
Sort of flicked that one, didn't really shoot it as he sort of faded away from the left side. Well, they're giving Hayes a lot of cushion defensively. Joyner might have gotten away with the walk, didn't matter as the ball was jarred out of his hands there.
He will get the first hoop of the day. Eamon Joyce might be a good choice. No good there.
I think that's a tough thing to do. The pass was low. He sort of had to scoop it off the ground, Bob, and then tee it up, especially for a guy his size. Not easy.
And with the right hand, the first basket belongs to Khalif Crawford, sophomore out of Linden, New Jersey.
Much needed there to get Crawford going on the right track. The sophomores had a rough go of it shooting-wise. Coming off the game, Bob, we're just 1 of 8 from the field in their loss at Franklin Pierce. They need him to generate offense. He's good when he's right, but he's struggled from the floor this year, just over 30%.
Merrimack leads the league in forced turnovers, blocks, and steals. They are a very tough defensive group. Day has long range.
Sort of had to do that with the shot clock ticking under 5 there. And again, that's the Merrimack defensive set that they want to run.
Jack Perry in his first season with the Penmen.
I think he's done an outstanding job taking over for a legend. Obviously, whenever you replace the guy that the Fieldhouse is named after, not an easy thing to do. But I think Jack Perry, I've been really impressed with the job he's done with this program in his first year.
No good for Joyner, and now here comes Southern New Hampshire. 2-0 Merrimack. We played 2.5 minutes. Is this game going to be a low-scoring game?
I don't think so, but I think this advantage Merrimack is they want to take away you defensively. They're better defensively, I think, and that might bode well for them.
Mikey Busetto for 3.
Good jumper there as he gets the Penmen on the board. Mikey, I thought he didn't score a ton in their win on Wednesday night. Bob, I thought he did a lot of good things for that Penmen group in that win. Did a great job on the defensive glass.
He's with a miss. Penmen coming back.
Not a great three-point shooter as Javaris, just 5 for 22 now on the season.
And Joyce, 16.7 a game. That offense has really come around, and now a miss, and here comes Merrimack, the Warriors. Really no help inside, and so Lord will have to pull it back out.
Penmen doing a good job defensively. They're active so far. They're really engaged on this side of the court to start it.
Got hands on that ball. Hayes with a long carry, and now in the corner comes Bolter.
He's a special shooter. He really is. Joey Gallo told me prior to the game, and now you're going to run a back screen to try to get Ryan a dunk. And we've talked to Coach Gallo and I have a number of times this year that when his teammates see Bolter get a dunk because he doesn't like to do it all that much, they really get going. He was trying to get him one early, but maybe that three-point shot will get the outstanding shooting senior going.
Russo, he's an outstanding three-point shooter. The senior for SNHU makes it 6'5" Penmen.
Pair of triples. Good to see some balance early on for the Penmen. Not all Day and Joyce. Other pieces early on stepping up on the offensive side.
Inside with a right hand and a finish for Joyner.
Tough shot there by Joyner. Not an easy finish. This is what he does best. He's just one of those blue collar, grind it out. He's a great rebounder. He plays really hard. Merrimack goes as he goes.
All right, we're at the media break. 15:40 to go first half. Merrimack 7, Southern New Hampshire 6. And they're launching the threes early here at the Spirou Fieldhouse. This is Fox College Sports. Fans, download the SNHU Fan app, available on the Apple and Android platforms. This app, powered by SuperFanU, gives all the latest news and stats and also rewards fans for coming to the game. Search SNHU Penmen in your app store. Women's game went to Southern New Hampshire 74-73 over Merrimack in overtime.
Hard to imagine we'll have a better one than that. That was a classic, great game. Kylie Lorenzen setting these program's all-time scoring record in the process. Her three-point play with 2 seconds left wins it for the Penmen. And game 2 off to a close start. I think, Bob, we expect this game to be nip and tuck throughout. I don't think we expect either of these two programs getting too much separation as we go forward.
Third field goal of the game for SNHU goes to Sean Montague and an 8-7 lead for the Penmen. We're now 3 of 9 shooting. Merrimack 3 for 6.
I like the action out of the break there by Coach Jack Perry.
Joyner inside is blocked.
Defense there by Joyce.
Warriors do get back. Out of the corner, Russo stepped out of bounds. Brian Dumont, the official over on the far side with the call.
That can't happen. I mean, it's magnified by virtue of the fact the shot went down. Charlie's a senior. He wasn't like he was bumped off his cut or anything like that. You can't step out of bounds. I know you're trying to set your footwork up because you think you're getting that extra kick from Joyce, which he did. It just can't happen. That's a really careless turnover.
And right in the other way. Basket for Mikey Watkins. He's a freshman from Roselle, New Jersey. Merrimack recruits the Garden State pretty well, don't they?
Yeah, we'll talk more about that as we go forward. That's a Joey Gallo situation. As Troy McGraw is going to be called for the reach. And here you see Watkins going downhill. This is freshman versus freshman. They think the world of Mikey Watkins. They think he has a chance to be really special. He's played well as of late. Has the freshman 25 points over his last 2 games, playing with a lot of confidence as he really starts to figure out the college game.
9-8 Merrimack early on. Day feeds Joyce. Eamon spinning to the free throw line, decides to take it in himself and gets fouled inside by Idris Joyner.
Joyner did everything right there, and at the last second, Bob, he came down with 2 hands. Didn't need to do that. He did a good job going up, and then late as Joyce got to him, he saw him put his 2 hands down. That's going to be called every time.
Brian Dumont, I mentioned one of our officials, Bill Albenstein, Al Liberdoni.
A veteran crew, for whatever reason, I feel like I've seen this crew work about 15 times already this year. These guys, we've seen a number of games work, as you see a conference over there on the far sideline. Joey Gallo saying, I don't mind the call, I just got to get that at the other end.
Eamon, an 80% free throw shooter, looking for 2 and has them both. SNHU with a 10-9 lead. 14:26 to go in the first half.
Just to sort of put a bookmark in that thought, Joey Gallo was the assistant head coach at Robert Morris, and his primary area for recruiting when he was an assistant down there was the New Jersey area. As you might expect, the result of that, the fact that he had a lot of connections down there, and you see a lot of New Jersey natives have come up to Merrimack and joined Coach Gallo in his third year leading that program.
The entire roster is New Jersey or Massachusetts. Day Andrews off the window.
That happened the first time these two teams squared off earlier this year, and that's pretty frustrating when you see that go down from dead on. Banks shouldn't happen like that, but Penmen will take the end result.
Day had 24 in that game earlier this year that Merrimack won. Hayes back out. And Joyner could not finish the three, but another chance. And that is Boulder. He's 6'7", and he has 77 three-point field goals.
I coached him in high school in AAU. He's a special talent. He really is. I've been around some really good shooters. I've been fortunate to coach a lot of guys that can shoot it at a high level. He's right up there in terms of his ability to make shots consistently, and his ability to use the bounce is really what's made him a productive college player. He keeps you honest with the dribble.
And this one leads to a turnover, and Boulder will finish it off.
Good play by Javaris there, sensing where the pressure was coming from. Knew he had Boulder running down the left side. His ability to see the court, speaking of Hayes, is second to none in this conference.
Joyce. Russo in the far corner, the near corner. For the Penmen, this is Carlos Andrade getting an early appearance today as Montague misses.
You see the run-out opportunity. He sees these two white jerseys there, and he sees Boulter running down his left side. And you don't have the fourth most assists in conference history without being through your junior campaign, without being able to see the floor like that.
Joyce will get a breather. We had our first look today at Remo Simonkevichis, the senior from Melbourne, Australia. Number 32, 12:20 to go first half. Penmen by a bucket. Russo feeds in. Montague, a hook comes up short. Rebound in the lane for Andrade, and then he was
just pick it up.
He lost the ball. Watkins ahead, and it'll be a fast break bucket for Jaleel Lord.
Tough finish there by Lord. I thought Day actually did a nice job there defensively in transition, but Lord just finished through him for two.
Even at 13.
I'll tell you, this game is going to be played like this throughout, partner. I don't see either team building up some sort of 15-point lead or anything like that. These two teams, the way they play, the way they match up with one another, I just don't see this being a blowout.
Yeah, unless somebody goes really ice cold.
Absolutely.
Right? Traveling call will bring us to a break at 11:36 to go in the first half. We're at the Stan Spirou Fieldhouse in Manchester, and it is all even. Southern New Hampshire 13, Merrimack 13 on Fox College Sports.
This, as disjointed and as poor as Southern Hampshire has played offensively, their defense, Bob, has kept them in this game. I mean, Merrimack just 28 points. Not like they've been on fire either. They don't have 40, 45 at the break, something like that. So Southern Hampshire's defensive effort has kept them afloat today.
Each team with 8 turnovers in the game. This is Merrimack ball here. Trying to run some clock off. So they get in the offense and they threw it away. All right, here's the chance for Southern New Hampshire.
Sloppy pass there from Javaris. Trying to find Boulter down low. Just a lot of space between those two players.
Andrews, 1 3-point field goal, 3 points in the half. Russo. And Penmen turn it over.
they're getting the ball where they want to against the zone, and that's at the high post area. The thing about it is, Bob, is that they're going so fast. They get the ball in there, and I know it's easier said than done. You've got Merrimack defenders swarming at them, but that time you saw Remo get the ball there. We've seen Joyce get the ball there, and they're just going so quickly. Just get it there, survey, gather, kick opposite, do something productive instead of getting in there and saying, oh God, I got to do something with it.
Or maybe one shot left, and Merrimack gets the ball to start the second half. 15 seconds.
Probably going to see some sort of high ball screen late here for Hayes.
Hayes, the guy with the ball right now, is 0. Out of the corner, no good. Russo with 2, with 1, long heave. Got it. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, Charlie Russo. It's 28-22.
Probably a good 65 feet away from the rim, and Russo buried it.
Let's see where it was.
Opposite three-point line. So that's 70-plus feet away. And all of a sudden,
nothing but net.
All of a sudden, you look up, it's a 6-point game. Good for him for having the presence of mind to get it off. And then, good things happen. You get the ball to the rim, partner. Good things happen.
I love this game. Fox College Sports bring you any 10 action today. We'll be right back. Are you kidding me? Sean Montague has burst onto the scene this season after transferring into Southern New Hampshire. The 6'6 swingman has made an immediate impact for the Penmen and is one of the most electrifying players in the Northeast 10. We caught up with Montague to discuss his journey to Southern New Hampshire.
Hawks with a rebound. Gears, outlet pass stolen. Here's Montague ahead of the field for the slam.
Sean Montague has made an immediate impact for Southern New Hampshire University in his first season. Montague was a highly sought-after Division I prospect in high school, but after a concussion sidelined him for most of his senior season, he began his collegiate career at Sacred Heart University.
My recruitment in high school was very active. I had a bunch of Division I programs, but at my senior year, I had a concussion, in which I missed a lot of games. Therefore, I went to Sacred Heart and then to Lee College, and then now I'm here, and the journey's been amazing. There's been some highs and some lows, but it's why I'm here today.
Montague transferred from Sacred Heart to Lee College, a small community college just outside of Houston, Texas. 3 schools in 3 years required Montague to adjust both on and off the court.
It took me a while because in community college, there's just not a lot of people or not many people come to your games, not much coverage. But over time, I learned to adjust to where I am now. And now it's just very easy for me, and I know a lot of people here, so I'm very comfortable up here.
Montague received various offers after his one season at Lee College, which ultimately led him to not choosing a school until August. This was a positive for Southern New Hampshire because a familiar face for Montague arrived on campus in June.
I had a few options coming out of JUCO, in which my decision made it much later. I'm actually committed here in August, which is very late. But Coach Perry used to coach at LIU Brooklyn, and Sacred Heart and LIU Brooklyn are in the same league. Therefore, I played Coach Perry twice. And I think he recruited me in high school. So I was very familiar with Coach Perry, which made the decision much easier to play for SNHU. And just he's new and I'm new, so it was a very easy decision for me.
Montague knew about the Northeast 10 Conference before joining the Penmen, and he says the talent level across the league makes it very competitive.
I heard good things a lot about the NE10 Conference. Just because it's Division II doesn't mean there's not good players in here in this league. So no, there's very good players in this league, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And it's very competitive, and that's what basketball is all about.
Joining a new team is never easy, and Montague credits senior captains Day-Day Andrews and Charlie Russo in helping him mesh with his new teammates and become a leader as the season has gone on.
Coming in here, I knew I was going to be new. I can just not step on foot or just demand anything from anybody. I learned to just learn from Day-Day and Charlie, two great players and two seniors that have great leadership skills. And over time, I learned how to give my insight as well, but also learn from them at the same time. So it's been a great cohesiveness, and we have great chemistry on and off the court in which we develop.
Southern New Hampshire is in the stretch run of the 2018-19 season. Montague says the season has been a roller coaster, but believes the team is poised to make a push for the postseason.
They started off the year pretty great. Started off 3-0, and then towards the middle of the season, we lost 4 in a row. So this season's been a roller coaster, but we just came off a big win against a very good Bentley team, which makes us 2 in a row, and we have another tough game Saturday against Merrimack. So I like where this team's going, and we're heading in the right direction at the right time towards postseason. And the real test will be Saturday against a second-place Merrimack team, and hopefully we just keep riding this way, keep on winning.
Comes around, goes back to his left, throws a no-look pass to Montague for the slam, and one. What a job by SNHU.
6-point game at the half. Merrimack leads Southern New Hampshire 28-22 on Fox College Sports. We'll be back with more right after this.
We implement a lot of things in the fall. So this spring, when we got back in January from spring or winter break, was just really kind of refreshing what we were doing from the fall, adding a few new things to the program, but trying to take that step forward earlier than later. A lot of hard work, a lot of conditioning, get these guys ready for, fourth quarter, some of the guys we mentioned. Iron out some wrinkles and some kinks and things of that nature. So our motto is to be better each day than we were the day before. And that's been kind of our go-to so far this preseason.
So far it's been going well. We've been really trying to get back to the basics, working on our fundamentals, making sure all the little things go right so we can work on the big things. We're all excited for this weekend. It's a big moment for us to just start our season out the way we want it. A lot of help from the young guys. We need them to step into big roles. Got a young team, but we're all looking pretty clean and staying focused on the task at hand.
We're a young team this year, but we have the groups and the leadership here, and we have a couple new coaches that are really helping out the program. I think we're going to be great this year. Even though we're young, we have everything together. We're looking great.
We knew coming in that we were going to be a young team regardless. Experience wasn't up there, but we thought with positivity, high energy, everything, keeping these guys connected, keeping the camaraderie together will be the best bet.
So the young guys came in, they were honestly already pretty acclimated to the system because they're pretty good, but adding them to the systems and keeping them all together, like on and off the field, has really added or helped out our camaraderie and just helped out our group in general.
We knew we had a talented group of young kids coming in. We knew it wasn't going to take long for them to get into our systems and understand that their lacrosse IQ is pretty high, talented, skilled players. The biggest thing for us was to make sure that we get these guys to buy into the work ethic that we have, but also get our upperclassmen to kind of get everybody acclimated to the systems. But as the other guy said, off the field, we did a lot of team bonding. We did a lot of community service to get everybody together. We found that doing things like that off the field were going to be better for us on the field, and we saw the difference right away.
Like everybody says, defense wins championships. So it starts there between your goalie and your three close defensemen. That's where the bulk of the grittiness and everything starts. It stems from the defense and works their way up to the offense.
Experience and game situations are key to any success for a defense. And last year, we knew we'd take our lumps with some young guys, but we certainly knew that the future was going to be bright with those young guys. So they have a ton of experience back there, a lot of game time back there. Goalies are fighting for battles in who's going to be that number one guy. But those young defensemen are not young anymore. They're experienced. They know what it's like to be in a battle. That's helping us kind of ease ourselves into that offensive end, and that's where our youth is. But again, go back to what I said before, is our youth is talented. I don't think youthfulness is going to show up, but that experience on the back end defensively is vital to the success of this program.
We're just trying to make sure our offense is running fluently, our defense is communicating, working out the proper ways to slide, all that things. Also, just getting the intensity up, making sure we're all ready, focused and energetic and aggressive, ready to go attack Georgian Court on Saturday.
Oh, it's just fine-tuning right now. We were putting together a bunch of conditioning over the last week or so. We got, a couple new coaches here, and it's game day for them. And I think it's really is getting those guys in tune with how we go about our game day stuff and our preparation as well. It's two teams show up, and the best team who walks off the field with that win, and our plan is to be that team coming off the field with that win.
All right, welcome back. Coach Jack Perry. Coach, we were joking, maybe a little lucky to be down by 6 at the break. What was the message to your team?
We're lucky to be down 6, and hey, let's go after this game now. Forget about that first half. We played about as poorly on the offensive end as you could possibly play with missing layups and turning the ball over. Second half, totally different story. Hopefully we can play the right way and make some layups.
Quickly, your defense, I thought, was very good, limiting them to just 28. Your defensive intensity is giving you a chance, however.
It is, and they started getting going a little bit because I think our offense turned into some bad defense, but then we went to the zone. The zone helped us a little bit. Hopefully we can carry it over in the second half.
Coach, let's get one in the second half. Good to see you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Jack Perry. Good to see him come over here and maintaining a sense of calm, saying, listen, those 20 minutes are done. We can't go back. Let's go forward to find a way to get this one. Bob, back to you.
All right, second half's coming up. Merrimack 28, Southern New Hampshire 22. You see that Penmen 26.7% field goal shooting, but thank goodness that last one went in for Jack Perry's Penmen. Merrimack at 48%. 9 turnovers each and 20 points in the paint for Merrimack. Good half for Merrimack. Offense really spread around. Jaleel Lord with 7 on the Southern New Hampshire side. 8 points for Charlie Russo in his 70-footer or so. Beats the buzzer with 28-22 at halftime. Thanks for joining us for our coverage today. Jared Fieldson, Pack Network crew on Fox Sports. Very much appreciate you spending your day with us. Bob Lippman, Jacob Van Ryn. We had a thriller of the women's game before this, an overtime win for Southern New Hampshire, 74-73 over Merrimack.
That was a classic, and you hope that Southern New Hampshire can put themselves in a spot in the second half where they can come back and win this one.
Right, starting 5, back out here, Mikey Bucetto, Sean Montague, Charlie Russell, and a very quiet first half for both Thaman, Joyce, and Day Andrews. They get the ball to Joyce. No good on shot 1 of the second half.
Again, Joyce, Montague, and Day-Day, Bob, a combined 3 for 21 now. And Jack Perry saying, listen, we just got to find answers. You're going to go cold. You're going to go through these stretches. But as he talked about, you know, they've sort of found themselves, they're at least in a spot where this is still a game. It's just a 6-point deficit. And all things considered, we were joking before he came on, and they probably should be 15 or 16, something like that, quite frankly.
Boy, that came up well short for Khalif Crawford.
Sort of faded away. I thought he really didn't need to.
Montague will get to the line.
Good duck in there by Montague. And unfortunately for Sean right now, I think he's got to get going from a confidence perspective. That's one where he probably should have an and-one opportunity. Just had the layup crawl off. And now he goes to the free throw line, whereas we've talked about all season long, not a terrific free throw shooter.
What makes this Merrimack defense so tough?
You just don't see it. You just don't see it regularly. You can't simulate it in any sort of practice. It's so wide. It's quick hands. They sort of run at you in waves. And if you get caught up, you play faster than you want to. And I think it's just something you can't. You can have a week. You can have 2 days to prepare for it. You can have 10 days to prepare for it. You don't play in practice. You can't simulate it. Now we see a little zone back for the Penmen as well. A little 3-2 with Mikey Bucetto sort of pointing it up top.
Penmen have scored the game's last 8 points, 28-23. Great defense there inside. And that's what they wind up with.
They discard there on Hayes with a push, I think. So now the Penmen get the ball back, down by just 5 again. Their defense has been really steady today, speaking of Southern New Hampshire, and it's kept them afloat today when their offense obviously has gone through long woes.
Day Andrews was determined to take the ball all the way to the hoop, and he lost it on the drive to the basket. 28-23, the Penmen are down 5. Merrimack with the basketball.
Another NE10 divisional showdown. Nip and Tuck, no secrets, very familiar with one another. Are these two programs, the utmost respect these two head coaches have for one another.
And the ball will go back over to SNHU. Penmen win at one point in that first half over 8.5 minutes without scoring.
That's remarkable. That's absolutely remarkable. It's not no field goals, it's no points that you're talking about there. And for them to be down by just 5, again, all things considered, it could be a lot worse.
Penmen inside. Joyce. Yes.
They're getting the ball right where they want to. The question is, can they finish it? Joyce gets his second field goal. Let's see if that gets him rolling.
This is a one-possession game here at the Fieldhouse. 28-25. Lord looking for two, and he doesn't get it.
That's a tough shot by Jaleel there, sort of floating to the basket there, and then Montague just climbs the ladder and rips that one away.
Andrews, Montague trying to help him with a little screen there. Joyce winds up with the ball, and he'll get to the line.
Okay, an offensive foul.
First on Joyce. Penmen only committed 2 fouls in the first half.
And again, Day trying to do a little too much with the dribble. They get fortunate to get the loose ball. I thought so.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Joyner is probably the best charge drawer and charge taker in the Northeast 10. You know, I was joking with Joey Gallen before the game. He said he's probably taken upwards of 50 charges this year, and that's just a remarkable commitment. You know you're going to get run over. You know it's going to take its toll, but that's just commitment to your team and to your group.
17:15 to go. Lord will get a second opportunity. No, Russo knocked it away from behind.
Lord a little choppy right now. He's missed his first 3 shots out of the gate, and he's started off hot, but now he's cooled off.
Montague looking for a foul. It didn't come.
I didn't think he got contact there.
And the ball goes back over to Southern New Hampshire. And you mentioned 8.5 minutes without Southern New Hampshire scoring. Merrimack has gone over 7 minutes now.
Wild.
They last scored a point with 4:03 left in the first half. How about that?
We joked this game was going to get out of whack if a team went cold or something like that. Little did we know both teams would go cold for a prolonged stretch. And
may that bring us back to even.
Right, now here we are, 3-point game.
First to 45 today.
Sure.
Busetto.
That's another
Montague.
one. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I thought, again,
Boy, Joyner was right there.
I thought he was as well. Now, maybe they ruled he didn't have space to land or something like that, but I thought Joyner was in pretty good defending position here.
That's an offensive foul.
I agree.
Yeah.
Again, if the previous call is a block, what's that call?
Yeah.
Too bad for Joyner, and it's a big one because now he has 3 fouls, so we got to keep an eye on that.
Team also has 3 fouls. It's them both. They're all very important points in a low-scoring game.
Oh, absolutely.
28-27.
And again, Southern Hampshire remaining in this 3-2 zone. Sort of over-helping. They're daring you to reverse, get full reversals, and swing the ball side to side. We'll see if Merrimack can attack that, or if Southern Hampshire continues to have success with this.
On the weave, Penmen come away with the ball again.
It's got to be a bounce pass from Watkins. A chance here for Southern New Hampshire.
Montague winds up on the ground. Finally, a basket. Merrimack went with it nearly 8 minutes without scoring, but their back bucket there by Ryan Boulder makes it 30-27.
Just get technical. Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough.
Also going to bring us to immediate timeout.
Yep.
Oh, Jack to fume a little bit longer with Merrimack leading 30-27. Here's Ryan Boulter ending the long drought for Merrimack. They have a 3-point lead on Fox College Sports. We're back here at Southern New Hampshire University Fieldhouse. Our first timeout. Senior night at SNHU is Tuesday, February 26th. We're going to wrap up the regular season here with basketball with Assumption. Not only would be here at the Fieldhouse that night, we'll be on Fox College Sports that night as well. Jack Perry teed up. They took the 2 technical fouls while we were away at our break, and Ryan Bulger made both, giving Merrimack a 32-27 lead. And Alan Bordoni, the one that teed up Jack Perry.
I thought now Jack was frustrated by the previous no call when Montague hit the deck. That he thought there was contact there. The thing about technicals is they can be very different set of circumstances, and unfortunately there, you have possession, you just give Merrimack basically 2 free points, and as we've talked about, this is not an 85-83 type game. I mean, every point magnified in terms of its importance.
Russo hit that long 70-footer to beat the buzzer in the first half. Andrews for 3.
Big shot there by Day-Day, his second triple. Both his made field goals, somewhat ironically, have been from beyond the arc. Maybe that'll get him going offensively.
32-30. Merrimack looking for the 3 answer, and they get it from Mikey Watkins.
Now the offense is starting to pick up a little bit out of the dead ball.
Merrimack won the first meeting of the year. Penmen trying to get an answer. Day-Day no, and that's Remo Simonkevich's.
Good job by Remo, just running to the front of the rim and just scooping up and grabbing that Day-Day miss and just laying it back up. That's a good job. Nobody puts a body on him, and they make him pay.
35-32. Merrimack attacks the SNHU zone the other way. Bolter, yeah. They're heating it up now.
His release point, you talked about his size for basically a wing. His release point is so high, it's nearly unguardable. There you go. There's another one. Unbelievable, this guy defensively.
Here's an offensive foul on Day-Day Andrews.
You see the Watkins triple in the left corner. And then you see Watkins returning the favor to Bolter with the assist, and he hits a triple as they work that area right in front of the bench. Ryan's always loved those corner threes. It's really where he's most comfortable shooting the ball.
Raymond Joyce to the bench. Remo and Sean Montague play low. The defense, and a shot put up no good. Watkins with a miss, and it comes back the other way.
Don't think he recognized how open he was, and then at the last second sort of jumped up in the air and said, oh, I'm right at the rim, I should put this up there. And sometimes a tough thing to do, and you're not expecting to shoot.
Foul on Merrimack. We're right where we were at the half. Each team has added 10 points here in the second half, so it's 38-32. Favor of the Warriors. Foul to Justin Connolly, 31, the freshman from Merrimack, will put Sean Montague at the line.
And Montague has got to trust. He's not. He's about just sub 50% on the year from the free throw line, but he can't look to avoid contact. I like in the second half he's done a good job of attacking the rim. It's his 3rd trip to the line, so we didn't see that in the first half. When you're not shooting it well, find a way to get to the stripe, build your confidence that way. Even if you're not a great free throw shooter, then that's good for him.
Simonkevich's just with a miss of the Bulger 3-pointer. Penmen bring it up. Montague foul before the shot. Jalil Lord pick up the foul.
Jack Perry's technical might have been worth it, because the last couple times they've gotten the ball down low, they've gotten some of those 50-50 whistles. So maybe Jack's argument has been heard by our officiating trio.
It was actually the 3rd foul on Justin Connolly. Lord came back into the game here. And Penmen down 5 to inbound it. Bucetto come out to Russo. Quick, they converge on Charlie now. Here's Day-Day. Boy, did Russo work hard on that. And it pays off with a Montague bucket, but Charlie Russo was the one who weaved his way through that defense.
Those quick sort of swiping hands from the Warriors. Russo did a good job to get past that initial wave. And the Montague bucket pulls Penmen to within 3.
38-35. Penmen down 3. Wow, what a shot. Javaris Hayes.
And that's where he gets going downhill, gets going towards the rim. His ability to finish is second to none.
"13 minutes to play, second half." Montague underneath, contact and a foul.
I gotta say, and that's now the 7th team foul this half against Merrimack bomb. So the rest of the way, Southern New Hampshire is going to be going to the free throw line. It bodes terrifically well for them. I gotta say, I like the way this Penmen offense operates with Mikey in the game at the point and Day-Day off the ball a little bit. I think that the ball movement's a little better. Day-Day's more of a dribble first, more of a score first point guard. And I don't want to take away Day-Day's ability to score because they need that scoring punch. And I think Day-Day's unbelievably good. But I like the way Mikey sort of directs things offensively and whatnot.
Montague makes the first shot. Jaleel Lord on the foul for Merrimack. Warriors bring 3 into the game here. 3 players in, and Montague makes another one. He's got it right on the line.
Good for him. He's never looked badly at the line. Sometimes guys that are poor free throw shooters just look super uncomfortable there. It's never been the case with him. It's just a matter of finding a way to get it home, and he got 2 there.
40-37 Merrimack. And a finish with the right hand goes for Mikey Watkins.
And that's the thing about Watkins is, you know, Javaris is a junior. They think that Watkins has that type of skill set. You saw it there. A little high rub screen from Bolter, a little pick and pop action. And Watkins gets downhill, turning the corner. Very tough to stop.
Andrews. Simonkiewicz just puts it back in.
That's a good job by Remo. Second putback basket in this half. And again, no body on him. Connolly not checking him out of there. And Remo just grabbing it and going right back up for 2.
Under 12 to go, and the lead for Merrimack is 3 right there.
Oh, Penmen are hanging around, aren't they?
Sure are. Playing the second place club in the Northeast Division coming into play today. Merrimack trailing only St. Anselm. And we'll see next Wednesday night. Drive and a foul. Go on, Andrews. Bring us to a break. 11:40 to go here in the second half of the SNHU Stan Spirou Fieldhouse. 42-39. Merrimack leading in this Northeast 10 battle today. Help support your Penmen. Make a donation online at alumni.snhu.edu/Penmen. Fans can make a donation to any team specifically or make a general gift to enhance facilities and increase scholarships. Bob Lippman with Jacob Van Ryn. 42-39. Merrimack second half shooting. Southern New Hampshire 5 of 11. Merrimack 5 of 11. Merrimack had a 13-point lead with 4:03 left in the first. It's been the biggest lead for either team tonight. We've had 8 lead changes. Maybe a few more before we're all said and done. Penmen hopes so.
Penmen remaining in his zone.
Oh. Montague with a block.
Wow.
Russo for 3.
Love it. Defense to offense, and we're tied at 42. What a pass from Mikey. And nice to see Charlie shoot it well. He's had an up and down senior campaign, but a lot of confidence right now for number 4.
Hayes on the drive tried to give it to the trailer. Idris Joyner, who's knocked out of bounds.
Watch this. Whoa. Pin it off the backboard, and then nobody really grabbed it. Mikey said, I'll scoop this up, and then beautiful pass ahead to Charlie. Here you see a little behind the back action. See these guys running mate. And bang for 3.
Sean Montague, a transfer in. Still with a year of eligibility left. No good. Put back in by Joyner.
That's the problem when you go for that block shot. It leaves you exposed for the second chance opportunities. And a smart play there by Joyner.
And Merrimack has a 2-point lead with 10:49 to go.
Maybe a little lower scoring than we expected, but still a close game as we anticipated coming in.
All stolen away by Hayes, who goes coast to coast with it.
Hayes the whole way down was sort of looking for somebody to pass the ball to. You could sort of sense. He said, heck with it, I'll just go up with the right-handed finish.
He did on both ends.
Can't
Look
do
at
that.
Nuggets.
Watch out here. Ooh.
Lord with a hoop. Timeout. Southern New Hampshire. It's 48-42. A quick couple of buckets there for Merrimack. Forces Jack Perry to use a timeout. We'll be right back to the Field House on Fox College Sports. Merrimack very quick, 6 points. They score at one end, and then the defense leads to a couple more.
Here's the putback by Joyner to start things off, and then immediately the defensive intensity dialed up, and you get the steal, run out opportunity for Hayes for the easy G. Seymour looking around and says, I'll just take this myself. And quick hands led to another bucket, and as you said accurately, Bob, that's a 6-0 run, literally less than 60 seconds. And that's why the Warriors have opened up a little cushion here.
Kevin Fernandez in off the timeout. Day takes the pass right side. Boy, look at Merrimack. They just get hands on everything.
They're so wide and so long.
Bolter forced that turnover. It'll be a finish the other way for Khalif Crawford. After Southern New Hampshire tied the game at 42, now Merrimack runs 8 in a row.
It was good patience there by Crawford as he got around the rim, didn't rush, didn't force, sort of sized up the defense and then finished with a left hand.
Joyce. Yeah, tough night inside.
You just can't put the ball on the deck and not be expecting someone to come from somewhere to get a piece of it.
Fernandez with a foul. Southern New Hampshire.
Tavares, 4.0 steals per game, while tops in the nation. Not in the conference, in the nation.
Carlos Andrade, the sophomore from Brockton, Massachusetts, in for Kevin Fernandez. Joyner, transfer from Western Oklahoma State. Bolter, no good. Rebound, Eamon Joyce.
Sort of faded away on that. You could see he didn't really step into it. When he steps into his shots, he's much more successful consistently. That one sort of faded away a little bit, left it short.
Penmen have got to figure out what to do in this against this defense here in the next few minutes or so. Joyce was trying to get it to Montague.
Joyce is just not there. I mean, unfortunately, this zone, if it's affected one player for Southern Hampshire more than anybody, it's been our spotlight player coming in. He came off a 29-point performance on Wednesday night. Merrimack has just really bottled him up so far today.
Waiting to deep into the clock before Hayes gets it out to Crawford for a 3-try. Kind of a strange possession there. Maybe catch your breath a little. Here's Joyce.
That was his best action, going north-south to the rim, put the ball down in front of him so nobody could swipe from behind, and then avoided the contact for the potential player control foul for the 2.
6-point lead for the Warriors. Hayes coming in, scoring.
He is so tough around the rim. For a player of his stature, obviously you got to find a way out to get your attempts blocked a lot of the time, but man, he scores from so many different angles. It's so impressive.
Right, Russo and Day playing out deep here. Halfway through the clock, we're down to 10 now almost. Montague, the turnaround, that gets blocked by Joyner.
It's amazing. Joyner listed at 6'5". That might be a little generous, quite frankly. For him to get as many block shots, get his hands on as many shot attempts as he does, really remarkable.
The second possession of the road. Joe Gallo wants his club.
I'll say this. I saw them do this against St. Anselm a week ago, and they just trust Javars so much. You just limit the number of possessions. You got an 8-point lead. Just go make a play for us. And a great look at it. Just rattled out.
Here's Andrews. Good control. And Montague tried to put it back. And they're going to get a foul here on Jaleel Lord of Merrimack. Be his second. And bring us to the timeout with 7:03 to play in the second half. Merrimack 52, Southern New Hampshire 44. This is the NE10 on Fox College Sports. Jack Perry trying to get his club together here. Let's take a look at what happened right before we went to break there.
Day thought he was fouled originally. No call there. It looked like a clean tip by Crawford. And then they got a foul on Lord there on the putback attempt. And during the break, Joey Gallo spent about half this timeout speaking with the official. I don't know if there was much contact there at all, quite frankly. It looked like Montague just didn't get his hands on it. And I think that was a fortunate whistle for the Penmen. Now can they take advantage, down by 8? And again, Bob, just about 7 minutes left. We've talked about how points have been so tough to come by today. 8-point lead feels like it's about 12 or 14 at this juncture. They got to capitalize at the free throw line and dig their way back into this one. 17 turnovers today for the Penmen. It's too many.
Sean Montague.
Not surprising. Merrimack first in the NE10 in turnovers forced at better than 17 per.
Second one on the way, and I don't want to jinx him. He's 8 out of 10 from the line today.
He's been awesome at the stripe. He struggled for the field, but again, you get to the line, you got to capitalize, and he's done that.
8 made free throws for Sean Montague. He only has 2 field goals in the game at 12 points. Leads his team in scoring. Actually, he's tied for the game high honors with Ryan Bolter of Merrimack here. 6:40 to go. Penmen looking for a stop, down 6. They do not get it.
That is just unbelievably good. I mean, Hayes literally just split 2 defenders and then spun it in with his right hand.
54-46, Javaris Hayes with a dozen. And 29 the first time these
I'm
teams.
telling you, selfishly, I'm sad this group has gone to Division I and joined in the Northeast Conference. I'm thrilled for them. I'm thrilled for Merrimack. I'm thrilled for the institution, student athletes. Exciting time of year. But to not be able to watch this group and that young man, especially in Hayes, just disappointing, selfish.
We got another turnover, 6 minutes left.
And you'll see the air just continue to be taken out of the ball by Joey Gallo on that Merrimack sideline. Jack Perry's got to find something to counter. Might have to come out of this zone and start to put some pressure on the Merrimack offense.
Out of 4 on the clock.
It's a killer. That's a killer. Lord has been silent in the second half, and he just beats the shot clock horn there with about a 25-footer.
And the lead is 11 for Merrimack.
Tied at 42, since then 15 for Spurt. And
Montague. Yep.
it's a tough shot from Montague. Obviously the right side is the strong side, but still floating that way. That was about a 12-footer as he's sort of fading to his right. That was a very tough shot there.
Merrimack appears headed to holding yet another opponent under 70. In fact,
Under 70, might got to get to 60.
yeah, 60 would be a tough number to get to, right?
Merrimack, when their opponents score less than 70 this year, about to that point, they're 14-2.
Watkins, nice pass. And those shot clock violations. The reverse try by Joyner comes a little bit too late. Here's Joyce for Remo Simonkevichus. 4:33 is all that is left for Southern New Hampshire now.
And again, Merrimack, they're content to limit the number of possessions. They're going to use 25+ seconds the rest of the way. So the pressure is on Southern New Hampshire to capitalize when they have their opportunities.
Andrade on the left side. Charlie Russo. Joyce for 3, got it.
Big basket, much needed shot there for Joyce.
57-51. Approaching 4 minutes to go. Penmen continue to sit in that zone, and Merrimack saying okay.
No. It's the cat and mouse game being played by these two coaches right now, no doubt about that.
It's been about the last 4 minutes or so. Lord. Hit the front of the rim. Who gets to the ball? And we'll call time. We get to the media timeout. So with 3:34 to go, 57-51. Penmen will have the ball when we come back. This is Fox College Sports. We're back at the field house. We do have some more games coming up on Fox College Sports. A doubleheader February 26th. is the Senior Day festivities here at the basketball field house with Assumption. Softball with Assumption on April 13th. Bentley baseball on April 20th against the Penmen.
Look forward to those games, and obviously our next one just over a week from today as we cap off the regular season and look forward to the NE10 postseason tournament on both the men's and the women's side. We're getting closer and closer to clinching berths on both genders, which is great news around here.
The Penmen down by 6. There was a travel call on Merrimack right before the break. Bussetto makes this a one-possession game.
Well scripted, well diagrammed, well executed play by Jack Perry and the Penmen out of the timeout. Well done, coach.
57-54.
Consecutive threes have made this a one-score game now. Merrimack, they can't hold it the rest of the way.
Penmen almost got it away. A big bucket for Mikey Watkins.
He's not quite there with regards to Javaris when he gets into the paint and his ability to score on the rim. But man, for a freshman, he's real tough to stop.
4th and double figures for the Warriors tonight. Mikey has 11.
3rd straight game in doubles as he continues to grow and develop for this Merrimack team.
Day. It's his first 2-point field goal of the game.
Remarkable.
59-56 Warriors.
Just a little step through there by Andrews.
2:20 left. Penmen, by the way, have a foul to give. They're only at 5 fouls. Got Eamon Joyce. Got there to the end line and knocked Andres Joyner into a travel.
It should have a jump stop there.
3 ties this. Penmen 6 of 14 from 3-point range. Actually better than Merrimack's 4 of 18.
It's another night in the NE10, isn't it? Just another competitive game.
Long rebound comes out to Mikey Watkins for Merrimack.
Not a bad look for Day, but it's a tough shooting day all the way around.
Timeout Merrimack with 1:41 left. Jack Perry looking for a little energy here as his team comes back over to the bench.
And now this cat and mouse game is amplified because the fact is, do they remain in the zone or do they come out and give Merrimack a different look during the timeout?
59-56. Merrimack leading.
Not every day that you have a doubleheader, you think coming in, you're going to have 2 good games on paper, 2 good games that first time these 2 teams squared off, and it's lived up to all that and then some, hasn't it?
Well, we have seen some crazy things happen already today. In the women's game, if you weren't with us earlier, Penmen went 74-73. Kylie Lorenzen became the school's all-time leading scorer, and with 2 seconds left in overtime, down by 2, Karen Pencos had called a play, and Lorenzen made the shot and was fouled on the play, made the free throw, and the Penmen win by 1.
A Hollywood script, isn't it? Now we got to see if the Penmen can find their way out of a tough go of it shooting-wise. The zone is bothering and forced a lot of turnovers. Here's the play. Good work by our crew.
Lorenzen.
We'll be talking about that. Was that a foul for a long time down there in North Andover against Anita Davis-Stewart? Kylie the and 1. And again, just a great sequence on a great day for the school's all-time leading scorer, and undoubtedly, when all is said and done, her jersey and her number will hang in the rafters here at the Fieldhouse.
As humble as can be. 1:35 left in this one. Here we go. 59-56. Merrimack looking for a basket here to make this a 2-possession game.
We're standing around here for Merrimack offensively.
Joyner with a finish.
That's a big bucket there by Joyner.
He has 6, 61-56. Penmen down 5.
Win a lot of games with kids like that, willing to take charges, willing to rebound, willing to defend, just do all the dirty work for your group, and that time he gets a big bucket for them offensively.
Joyce gets to the line. Joyner's 4th foul. 61-56. At the end of the first half in this game, the Penmen almost erased what was a miserable first half when Charlie Russo launched a 70-foot 3-point shot to beat the buzzer.
Obviously, games are played out differently and strategies are employed in different fashions, Bob, but if that shot doesn't go down, this is probably not even a contest. Now, you don't know what's happening or whatever the rest of the way. You know, maybe Southern Hampshire isn't in the zone no time, whatever. But certainly gave the Penmen some momentum and some life going into the break, which was just a miserable shooting first half, and pulled them to within 6 at the time. And now, once again, Bob, one-score game here for the Penmen.
And we go under a minute to go.
Got to get a stop here.
All right, Penmen.
This is a smart move by Merrimack. I mean, you get something late in the shot clock, you get a score here, it's going to be tough for the Penmen.
What are they going to call this?
That's underneath. Javaris got that offensive rebound for the Penmen, and Day fouled him, so it's going to be free throws. Merrimack ball out of bounds, just the 6th team foul against the Penmen. That Bolter triple. We've seen some rattle in and out today. That one, I don't know how it didn't decide to stay down. That was a very fortunate break for Southern New Hampshire.
This one puts Joyner at the line 1-1.
70% free throw shooter is Joyner. Hayes, actually, of the group that's out there, he's just under 70%. Thinking fouling situations for the Penmen going forward the rest of the way.
Wow. Here we go.
You don't need a 3 yet. If you can get a 2 here, I'm totally content with that. Yeah, a lot of basketball left. Now you got to go at some point a little quickly here as you're under 30 seconds.
Day. Montague. Oh. Got the ball back, though. It's going to be a Merrimack foul with 16 seconds left on Javaris Hayes. Oh, Montague getting it. Somehow coming away with the ball in there.
His second jump is as quick as any student athletes I've ever seen. You saw him miss the first one. Now here's the thing, he's had a good day at the line. You saw him put his head in his hands. Just regroup. Hey, make both. Let's make this a 1-point game. We'll play it out. Don't worry about that missed layup. Looked over the bench, asking Jack Perry if he wants him to miss. I don't think you even think about this. I think you try to make this, and then you turn this into a fouling, maybe get a steal type game the rest of the way.
16 for Montague. 61-60 Merrimack.
We got to give one here at some point.
Day-Day's 4th foul will put Javaris Hayes in the line the other way. Merrimack's only been in the line 5 times in the game.
Hayes and Joyner having a pretty heated conversation here right in front of us at midcourt. There was some confusion for Merrimack as to who was supposed to take the ball and bounce, I believe. And Hayes to the line, regardless, even if he makes both. Remember, it's a 1-score game.
Jack Perry has 1 timeout left. Joe Gallo has 2. Leads 3, 63-60.
Pretty clutch.
Shot clock off. Brisetto with 12. Here's the SNHU timeout. And we'll set up the 3-pointer that will determine whether this one goes to overtime.
Now, remember, out of the set, when Southern Hampshire was down 6, they ran a set where they got Brisetto an open look for a corner 3. I wonder if they dial up something similar once again, because the Merrimack huddle is going to be saying, listen, Day, Russo, even Joyce, those have been their shooters on the year coming into this one. Does Jack Perry have enough faith in Mikey Brisetto in this situation to bury a 3-point shot to potentially send this game into overtime? We'll see.
Like the women, the SNHU men's basketball team has played really well at this gym this year, 8-4, the record coming in here. And you know what? They the games have been terrific.
Unbelievable.
We've seen a Delphi game was great. The wins,
I mean,
Southern Connecticut, St. Rose Post, 3 overtime.
This conference, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of success in terms of national titles, but top to bottom, there is no conference like this of the 24 in Division II that on a nightly basis, no matter where you are in the standings, no matter where you are location-wise, if you don't bring it, I don't care if you're 25-0 and you're playing a team that's 0-25, if you don't bring it, you're walking out of there with a loss.
Penmen need 3 to tie, 10 seconds left. Here we go. Day-Day Andrews for the tie. Came up short. Rebound SNHU. Joyce turnaround. Oh, good. Had an opportunity.
Great game.
Sure was. Merrimack's going to win it 63-60 over SNHU.
A lot of respect between those two young men, two of the bright stars in this coaching game, and Joey Gallo and Jack Perry. And this is probably the last time they faced one another, but man, oh man, it was a good one. Neither team shot it real well, but it was a heck of a game. High level NE10 affair, and unfortunately, it's the Warriors that find a way to get a big victory here on the road today.
All right, so Merrimack sits 12-6 in the league, 17-8 overall. Southern New Hampshire 8-10 in the NE10 and 12-11 overall. A quick look at the final numbers. Sean Montague will finish leading scorer for the Penmen and in the game with 16. 14 for Javaris Hayes tops Merrimack.
Good game all the way around.
What a doubleheader.
Oh, unbelievable game, the set of games today. And I thought Hayes was terrific. Merrimack's defense throughout that zone bothered Southern Hampshire. Never got any sort of rhythm, and that was the difference today.
Taking a look at some of the highlights from today's game. Wade and Joyce had a tough time finding the rhythm and then finally got the offense going. Day-Day made a couple of important threes. But it really good for Merrimack as well. It's been a presentation of Southern New Hampshire Athletics. Back with you on the 26th for Assumption here on Fox College Sports. For Jacob Van Ryn, producer, director Jarek Fieldsen, our entire PAC Network crew, I'm Bob Littman saying good night from Manchester.